Come along with Anthony and I as we head to Hollywood Studios in Lake Buena Vista, Florida. Now, this was a part of our vacation that we took last year, our first ever trip to Disney World, and Hollywood Studios was the last Disney World park that we went to. We did go to the other Disney parks. We went to Magic Kingdom, which was amazing, and we also went to Animal Kingdom. We did not go to Epcot on this trip. I just thought that Anthony was a little too young, and I had always heard that Epcot was more of a grown-up sort of park. Like, there wasn't as much to do. So Hollywood Studios was the last park that we went to, and honestly, I didn't really know what to expect. Like, when you think of Magic Kingdom, you think of the castle, you think of all of the rides, the sort of like iconic Space Mountain, all of that. And when you think of Animal Kingdom, of course, you think the Lion King show and Bug's Life and the Big Tree. But Hollywood Studios was the park that I was the least sort of familiar with. But here are some of the things that we learned while we were there. Number one is you're going to want to plan out your day to the T. Now, Hollywood Studios has some of the best, most iconic shows. They have The Beauty and the Beast. They have Indiana Jones, which was not running while we were there, and I was so disappointed. They have several others that you just have to see. Now, if you're sitting down to see these shows, you're going to want to have to take some time in your schedule to really make sure that you're getting the most out of your time there. Because yes, you want to ride rides, but you also want to make time to see those sort of iconic shows. And number two, while the Star Wars land is very impressive, the place where we encountered the most or the longest wait for rides was Toy Story Land. Now, if you are going, my advice, plain and simple, is to go and make Slinky Dog Dash either one of your Genie picks or one of the first rides that you do. I believe we waited in that line for almost an hour and a half. And even for several of the other rides in Toy Story Land, we waited very, very long. But this leads me to number three. If you are going to Hollywood Studios specifically for the Star Wars area, keep in mind that a lot of the Rise of the Resistance and the other one, just keep in mind that those rides have single rider lanes. Now, my nephew did not want to go on either of these rides, so I went in line by myself, and I got in the ride and on the ride very, very quickly. The line, if you wanted to ride with everyone in your party, was outrageously long, while I may have spent 20 minutes in line, nearly walked on. It was amazing. Now, while you are there at the Star Wars area, they do have a couple of unique things that only you can do in the Star Wars area. You can create your very own BB-8 and your own lightsaber. Now, you do have to sign up ahead of time for some of these experiences. I think the BB-8, though, you could walk in to make one, which I thought was amazing. But yes, and I'm not like a very big Star Wars person, but I do wish that we would have taken some time to do that, to build the lightsaber and the little robot, just so that we could have that experience. Now, the fourth thing that you're going to want to do is that you are going to make sure that you have reservations to eat at some of the coolest restaurants that you have available. Now, for most of your Disney World trip, you're probably going to want to do mobile order, very simple food, fries, chicken, hamburger, whatever they have available, because it's quick and it is efficient. But Hollywood Studios has some of the most unique eating attractions that are out there. They have one restaurant in particular that I was not aware of until we were in the park, and that is a drive-in style eatery that is inside of a building, and it's a drive-in style, and I really desperately wanted to go to that one, but you had to have made your reservation really early that morning, and there were absolutely none for the time that we were there. Now, the last thing that you're going to want to do is just make sure that you have fun. Hollywood Studios, yes, you need a little bit of planning like any other Disney theme park, but Hollywood Studios is not the park that you want to stress out on. Now, Magic Kingdom, on the other hand, maybe take a little bit more caution and consideration into that park. But Hollywood Studios, much like Animal Kingdom, is just a very fun park. It just feels very different than the other parks, more like a take it on your own time. And yes, so just, I know that planning your trip to Disney is very stressful, but Hollywood Studios definitely does not need to be.